Okay, so back when I was in college, I was studying biology as my major, and I was part of a research lab where we studied snakes. And one year, we studied the diets of a boa constrictor from Aruba. Now, the reason that we were doing that is because there's another snake in Aruba called the Aruban island rattlesnake, and it is an endangered species. Now, the boa constrictor is considered an invasive species on the island of Aruba. What's kind of interesting about this is that boa constrictors are actually considered endangered in some parts of the world, but on this island specifically, they are considered invasive. So what you can see right now is the lab, and in the lab we had our microscope set up, and we had jars of some examples of snakes, and we would look at things under the microscope, and then some of the things that we would find, we would put in jars to use later as samples. Now, the Aruban Island rattlesnake is considered a native species on Aruba. That's actually the only place that it lives. And the purpose of the study was to determine the effect of the boa constrictor on the island. And the way that we did that was by looking at the diet of the boa constrictor. We know that invasive species can threaten the native plants and animals in different ways because of habitat, because of dietary overlap, because they may compete with the native animals for space or for food. So what would happen is that down in Aruba, anytime that a boa constrictor was caught, it was immediately euthanized, meaning it was put to sleep. And what we would do is the people down there would open it up and it would take the contents of it and they would ship it back to us to look at and determine what exactly it was. So why do you think that we would do this? Why would we go through the trouble of looking at the contents of the boa constrictor's stomach? How might that impact the native species like the endangered Aruban island rattlesnake? Answer that now.